stable door patrol boats also work with divers of specially trained EOD or explosive ordnance disposal teams who are skilled in the detection and disposal of mines which could be planted by Viet Cong swimmers. By constantly checking the hulls of anchored merchant ships, these EOD divers have contributed heavily to the success of Operation Stable Door. Less than a mile from the anchorage on a hillside near Vung Tau is an illustration of a different phase of small boat Navy operations in Vietnam. In addition to their strictly military duties, the men of Operation Market Time contribute to many programs of civic action. In this case, helping an Army nurse who has almost single-handedly adopted an orphanage. Throughout Vietnam, the Navy, along with other services and agencies, is committed to people-to-people programs like this one. These men go beyond their normal routine to do this work, and yet it may well be that in the long run, these extra voluntary efforts in civic action will prove to have been just as important as their regular military duties on coastal patrol. From the harbor here at Vung Tau to the inland port of Saigon, it is 45 tortuous miles up a twisting, turning river called the Long Tau. What makes it hazardous is that the Long Tau winds through a 400 square mile area of mangrove swamps and waterways known as the Rung Sat, the evil place. From the air, it looks drab, forbidding, uninhabited. But to the Viet Cong, it represents a continuing opportunity to sink one of those merchant ships, to block the shipping channel, and stop the flow of supplies to Saigon. Here on duty in the Long Tau is another detachment of the small boat Navy.
Take him in. Take in, forward. All clear.
Port ahead one. Each morning, just after the first light of dawn, the MSBs, U.S. Navy minesweeping boats, cast off and begin to sweep the river.
Backside 1-1. All ahead 12. 5 Charlie.
The MSB is 57 feet long, wooden-hulled and charged with the single vital responsibility of keeping the river free of mines. To do this, the crewmen deploy special minesweeping gear. It is designed so that when the sweep has been set to drag behind the boat, special blades attached to the cable will cut any control wires or mooring devices attached to the mines. Once the gear is out, the 6-man crew settles into what has become a familiar routine. Long hours of methodically moving up and down the Long Tau, periodically resetting the sweep gear, standing guard, and more hours of sweeping. This, too, has become part of the daily routine. Somehow, no one remembers exactly how, these men have established their own small people-to-people program. It's not much: cigarettes, soap, a few items of food left over from their daily rations. But every day as the minesweeper passes this small settlement on the riverbank, the welcoming committee is ready. And in a way, the hand of friendship is extended. Day after day, from dawn until dusk, the MSBs sweep the Long Tau. And yet, it is never really routine. Often passing only a few yards from the riverbank, the MSBs are vulnerable and have often been hit by VC snipers and recoilless rifle fire. On October 9th, 1967, the minesweepers of Detachment Alpha, Mine Squadron 11, were awarded the first Presidential Unit Citation of the Vietnam War for extraordinary heroism in action. The Navy's code name for patrol and security operations on the rivers of Vietnam is Operation Game Warden. The minesweepers are one part of this effort, but they are by no means alone. At the end of the day, the minesweepers returning to their base near Na Bay pass by a pier where another branch of the small boat Navy is preparing to send out its night patrols. Also based at Na Bay are units of one of the Navy's newest craft, the River Patrol Boat, or PBR. The PBR, developed from an existing civilian pleasure craft, has been redesigned and equipped for use in Operation Game Warden on the rivers of Vietnam.
I'll be the patrol officer, Stingray 1. Cover boat will be Stingray 1-7. We have friendly ambushes located tonight here and here.
These are the men who ride the PBRs. Their mission is to conduct continuous patrols day and night, denying the use of the waterways to the Viet Cong for the transport of men, supplies, or communication.
2300 in the dark of the moon, and the crossing attempts tonight will probably occur sometime between 2300 and 0300. I want one boat positioned in here all the time. The other boat will patrol through the complete area.
Each boat carries a 4-man crew, consisting of the boat captain and helmsman, a forward machine gunner manning twin 50s, and an aft gunner manning a single 50 with an M79 grenade launcher. The PBR is a high-speed fiberglass boat, drawing only 18 inches of water, with no propellers or other hull protrusions. It is powered at speeds up to 25 knots by water jet pumps, which not only drive the boat, but also steer it. Here in the Rung Sat, the primary mission is to keep the shipping channel secure. To the PBRs, this means constant patrol, checking out any suspicious craft or unusual activity along the shore. By denying the VC the ability to move freely in this area, Operation Game Warden has kept open the vital shipping route into Saigon. In addition to their important contribution to the security of the Rung Sat, PBRs operate at several other locations in the Delta. At Bin Tui, near Can Tho, on the Bassac River, is the headquarters for the River Patrol Force. From this command center, the activities of Operation Game Warden units throughout the Delta are coordinated. Almost everything that moves any distance in the Delta moves by water. These men, from intelligence reports and first-hand observation, keep up to date on where the VC are and what they're doing.
We don't have any support in there other than the sea wolves. We can get them for you in about 6-7 minutes. Make sure you've got your ammo checked out, your chow. Make sure you've got all your charts up to date.
The critical importance of controlling the rivers and canals is what has brought the small boat Navy to the Delta. Their job is to secure the waterways for those who are engaged in legitimate business and travel, and to deny them to the Viet Cong. Like their shipmates in the coastal waters, the men of Operation Game Warden spend much of their time boarding and searching the thousands of civilian craft which crowd the inland waterways. Representatives of the Vietnamese National Police assigned to duty with the PBRs advise their American counterparts, check documents, and interpret the objectives of Operation Game Warden to the Vietnamese people. 9 times out of 10, they're simply on their way to market or returning home. As a gesture of friendship, soap or cigarettes may be given to the people, or a printed explanation of how Operation Game Warden hopes to protect and benefit them. Then the PBRs resume their routine patrols, 9 times out of 10. But then there's the 10th time.
Warden X-ray 1, this is Warden X-ray. I have sampan crossing up ahead. Break, I will attempt to intercept. Take off.
Warning shots fired in the air are the signal for a suspicious craft to stop and identify itself.
Warden X-ray 1, this is Warden X-ray. Seems to be heading to the beach. Take area under fire. Try for maximum results, over.
A junk or sampan that turns to run from a PBR has something to hide. And in VC territory, the PBRs don't take any chances.